What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Redcat Live. You know what it is. You know what we do. We're back at it again with another installment of the show. If this is your first time on the show, we highly recommend that if you want to stay up to date on all the new stuff, Redcat RC related, as well as potentially some new drops, as well as information that we might be leaking out about certain things, you're definitely going to want to like, follow, subscribe to the channel to make sure that you don't miss out. Yeah, I think I got that one right. I like that. It was a good change for, to nail it on the first time. That's what happens when you do live stuff. You can have bloopers, right? Blooper. Sorry, just having... It's one of those days, man. How's everyone doing out there today? I hope everyone's enjoying themselves, having a blessed day. If you're working, man, I hope you're being safe. If you are able to enjoy the day with the remote in your hand and enjoy the scene, hey, you're winning, right? So first and foremost, let's say what's up to a couple folks. Joshua Peck, what's going on, good sir? Big RC Garage says he was first. Wow, man, I think Joshua beat you by like a millisecond there on YouTube. Roadside RC, Troy's in the house, man. What's going on, good sir? Thank you for stopping by. Brendan Armstrong, it's always good having you on the show. Always representing Menifee, California, so thank you for that. Felix Delgadillo, what's up? ¿Qué onda? Joshua Peck, man, what's going on? Yeah, like I said, he said he was first. He beat you to it by literally a split second. So close. Edward Hargis, what's going on, man? Representing Tennessee. Juan Antonio Bermudez, what's up, homie? How you doing? Big RC Garage, man. What's up with you, man? Hopefully you're staying blessed out there. Roadside RC says, I'm ready for those RDS upgrades. From what I'm told, they're in the process of being made. Shouldn't be too much longer as far as what I've been told. Haven't been given an exact date. Once I know they're in the air and or on the way on a ship, then at least I can say, hey, you know what? We're approximately a month out or X amount of weeks. But I will hopefully get more information on those RDS upgrades as they see fit to let me know. So I appreciate the question there. Motor City RC, what up, man? How you doing? Representing Detroit. Good to hear, Big RC Garage, man. Good to hear. Glad you're doing well. Lujuan, man, what's going on, man? Represent Tijuana, Mexico, man. Saludos. Thank you for stopping by. For a lot of you folks that are coming onto the show, if this is kind of the first time around, then you're going to be in for a lot of information that pertains to the SEMA Build-Off. If you are a veteran when it comes to Redcat Live and Redcat Lowrider scene in general, you should know that, we're going to be doing the SEMA Build-Off, and we're kicking it off today. So, a couple things that come up to mind when it comes to SEMA Build-Off. The last 2 years, we really hyper-focused specifically on the lowrider scene, and this year's going to stay the same. We saw a lot of amazing builds from all around the U.S., including one specific amazing build. Shout out Dylan Cho. I believe he is out in France, Paris, France, if I'm not mistaken. And he had probably one of the most amazing rides out there. Jeff Lozano took the crown 2 years in a row with two different 60. And it's definitely going to be an eye-opener to see who's going to be running and gunning. There's a lot more parts that are now available in the realms of folks that are on the page that create parts, 3D print, as well as potentially CNC machining parts. The RC Lowrider scene is growing exponentially. It's getting huge. And the support from the aftermarket, although we haven't seen a lot of main manufacturers give that support, it's getting a lot of traction and support from within. It's definitely a scene that has a lot of culture and a lot of finesse and a lot of love and passion that's going into these builds. So because of that, we decided to, again, focus on the RC Lowrider scene specifically. So this year is the same as the last 2 years. Primarily, rule number one is you want to make sure that your build has a LRH 285 chassis underneath it, which is found on our Redcat 64 RC Lowrider, as well as our 59 RC Lowrider Impala, as well as the chassis that you would find underneath the actual Monte Carlo, which is the LR260, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I didn't mess that up. But yes, as long as it has the bone structure of a Redcat RC Lowrider chassis, I mean, it can be a skinny bikini, chassis that's left of it, but that's the ground roots of what it has to start off with. Any body of your choosing, whether you choose to do a hard body from other said manufacturers, or if you do Lexan, it does not matter as long as you're coming to it with your A game strong, right? So those are the primary focus points when it comes to the build-off. The build-off is going to start as of today, and there's a couple ways for you to enter, or a couple of things you should know about entering. In the link, I did it. See, live. Sometimes you mess up. In the description of this video, there is a link that will take you to our website so that you can sign up and join the list of builders that are going to be building for this year's SEMA Build-Off. The criteria is entering your information, email address, just the regular stuff. And that's just step one of starting the process if you're going to be building for this year, and or if you already have a build that you started earlier in the year, kind of keeping your eye on the prize for this said competition. Once you go ahead and do that, the next thing that you should be doing actively is sharing pictures of your beautiful car, your pride and joy, the vehicle that you think should definitely be the winner, and make sure that you're using the proper hashtags and tagging Redcat Racing on all the social media platforms. That includes Twitter, that includes Instagram, that includes TikTok, as well as Facebook. Using the hashtags, which are also listed in the description of this video, are going to be RC SEMA Build Off 2023, Redcat Creations, and Redcat Nation. Those three hashtags need to be included inside of the actual picture that you post about the vehicle that you're going to be entering into the competition, so that we can keep tabs on it. As we're getting closer and closer, we're going to be compiling all of these images that we find that have the tagging and the hashtags, and we're going to verify whether or not you signed up properly. If you did, then you're going to go into the next category. And at that point, as a company, we go ahead and build the criteria that we want to see with said vehicles, and we will pick the winner. Previous years, we've always done this competition for SEMA specifically, and it's been held only within the continental U.S. Last year, as mentioned, Dylan Chope came out swinging for the fence with an amazing build. And a lot of folks really, including myself, felt like, man, if there was a way to enter that car, and there was definitely no doubt about it that car would be crowned the winner, and or at least, fighting for the top. So this year, what we decided to do, we decided to open up the competition to be a worldwide competition. So I strongly recommend that if you are overseas, across the pond, it doesn't matter where in the world that you are, we strongly recommend that if you have the love and passion for RC Lowriders and you are a builder, hey, we're calling you out. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's have a good time with it, and let's elevate the RC Lowrider platform to the highest potential. We've already seen all the amazing things that you guys have done up to this date, and let me tell you, it never disappoints. If you don't believe me, definitely you're going to want to take notice and take some ideas from our Redcat Lowrider page that's on Facebook. 27, almost 28,000 members strong, with a lot of creativity just spewing out of the seams. Highly recommended that you go and check it out, join the page, and see what everyone is doing. You're going to see cars like the ones that you see here behind me that are shared daily. These guys treat these things like a work of art, and rightfully so. And because of the traction that the RC Lowrider scene has had over the course of the last couple of years, yeah, we're in it to win it. We're going to support it to the max potential. Now, of course, you guys want to know, what am I going to win if I win? What's going to happen? Do I get to go to Disneyland? Well, maybe I do. You won't, but I will, right? But the reality is check it. If you are the winner of the SEMA Build-Off, we will have your vehicle shipped and insured out to us so that we can take it to Las Vegas, Nevada, to have hundreds and thousands of people that walk by, different media sources, YouTube channels that swing by our booth, taking video of this vehicle, eyes from all over the world on your pride and joy that's going to be proudly displayed at the Redcat booth at SEMA in Las Vegas, Nevada. It will be on display for the entire week. After that, we go ahead and bring that bad boy home, make sure that we carefully package it back up, and we ship it back out to you so that you can have it back in your possession. That's the one aspect, one level of winning that you're going to get out of it, right? That recognition, that affirmation for the amazing work that you put into your ride. The other half is that we're going to give you a choice of your RC Lowrider for us to ship out. Now, rest assured, there may be something new that might drop around that time frame as well. So if you look at our lineup, there may be something that might be added to it. There may not be. It might just be just what we have. But you definitely are going to want to find out, don't you? So if you want more information, if you want to look at a little bit more of the details as well as the rules, please take a look at the description of this video. I went ahead and included them in the description, as well as the link to go ahead and sign up so you can see the official form and take a look at it for yourself. So again, post up those vehicles that you're building and or have built and they're done, and that's the vehicle you want to enter. Make sure you tag Redcat Racing on all of the appropriate social media platforms and use the appropriate hashtag so that we can make sure to search by the hashtag to find your vehicle and get it on the list. That is the SEMA Build Off. We are going worldwide. I'm excited because for once, well, for many times actually, it's not even for once, we're listening to you guys. We have our ears to the ground. You guys said you guys wanted worldwide. Well, we're bringing it worldwide. So wherever in the world that you are, build away, enjoy, have a good time, elevate each other, and let's keep it positive, right? So let's see what's up to a couple folks. I did get on a rant. I want to make sure I'm not missing anyone here really quick. All right, Motor City RC says Caprice needs something to put 26s on. The Caprice is probably not going to make it anytime soon. We have been working diligently with the factory on the molds for it. And at this moment, it looks like the Riviera might be coming before the Caprice makes it into our possession. We do have what looks to be potentially a final version of one of these vehicles or one of these bodies, fine-tuning some things here and there. If all goes well, we should hopefully see it before the holiday season arrives. I know we've been hinting at this body, and I know you guys have been so amazingly patient waiting for them to come. I was under the impression we were going to see it earlier in the year as well, and as things happen, things change, molds get adjusted, and we find things and impurities that we don't like. And of course, since we want to make sure this product, the Buick Riviera boat tail as well as the Caprice, is up to our standards, we're not going to want to just put it out to just put it out. It has to be refined and it has to be ready for you guys. I will say this, the sample that I did get to see of the said Riviera, it looks amazing so far. The guys are working diligently to make sure we can meet the deadline to try and get this vehicle, or the body, sorry, out and available to you guys sooner than later. So rest assured, we're diligently working. The team is going nonstop, as well as working on a lot of other projects that you're not going to be disappointed with. So again, I do apologize for the delay. Hopefully we get some good news and they tell me, boom, guess what? We're ready. It's coming. And hopefully we can get some of these bodies out to you guys to enjoy as well. Roadside RC, should I put some 26s on the RDS or a crawler? Both. Both. Yes. You can't go wrong. Yeah, Motor City RC said it both, right? Let's see. Edward Hargis says, looking to get a lowrider, what would you suggest? So the simplest way for me to explain it is a lot of the ways that I explain it when we go to lowrider shows, right? You look at the SixtyFour and the FiftyNine, they're hoppers. Their intent is to hop, especially the front end, getting some air, chipping away. Compared to the Monte Carlo, that chassis is going to allow you to really just dance. That chassis has one servo in each corner, so you do have independent control of suspension, front, rear, right, left, every corner of the vehicle. While the Impala does not have a servo actuating each individual corner, it does allow you to still perform three-wheel motion as well as hop. So it really depends on what you want to do. The Monte Carlo is a shorter wheelbase chassis, so it has a couple other options for bodies out there, especially some of the bodies, and I'm going to mess the name up, Mosque 3D on Instagram makes a Monte Carlo, a different Monte Carlo body with an LS front end and a Cutlass, if I'm not mistaken. And the wheelbase allows for just a couple other options as well when it comes to that body specifically. But you can get pretty wild with the LRH 285 chassis, which is underneath the 64 and the 59. We've seen a lot of folks do some pretty cool stuff with that chassis, including cutting it in half, stretching it to fit other bodies, and other times shortening it to fit other applications as well. So it really depends on how wild you want to get with your building and how creative you want to be. So I hope to answer some questions for you on that. Felix Delgadillo, if we customize the chassis, does it still count? Yes, it still counts. As long as it started as a Redcat chassis, an LRH 285 or LR 260, you're good. I've seen people in the past use just the frame rail and not the pan of the actual chassis, and that was okay as well. Felix Delgadillo says, last year a lot of folks waited till the last minute. They did. It was kind of a run and gun situation. In my opinion, if you're building something and it's in progress, build away, share away, get seen so that we can get you on the list, so that we can keep coming back and taking a look at your page to see if maybe there might be something that's shared. For a lot of you guys that have private pages, it may be a little bit harder to see your pictures, right? So if it's tagged, at least at that point, it'll come into our inbox so that we can take a look at them there. So keep that in mind as well, guys. Fern Solo says, there is a lowrider car show here in Atlanta, August 6th. There will be an RC hopping competition. Do you know if Redcat is going to be there? At this time, we are not going to be there. We do not have plans to be there, Fern, but we have talked about this show specifically on this show in the past, and we'll get to that in the section when we talk about events happening in your neck of the woods. Brody says he wants to see a 58 Impala. I agree. That would be amazing. Yes, we need that. Tony Gutierrez is in the house, man. He's saying what's up to everyone. He wants to know if you guys love Taco Bell as much as he does. It's the place where he eats 6 days a week, except for Sundays, because Sundays he usually goes to Burger King. That's what he said. I'm just stating the obvious. See. Art Brown says, Ayata, it's going to be awesome. I'll be enjoying it, but my vehicle won't be ready yet. Looking forward to seeing everyone's creativity. Wishing all the peace and love and plenty of joy. I love that. That's the positivity I want to see out there and uplifting of each other. That's what it's about. Luis Endejas, what's going on, homie? How you doing, man? I see you representing Long Beach, man. Much love to you on the West Coast. Hope you're doing well, staying cool in the summer heat. Andrew Steen, what's going on, bro? Thank you for stopping by as well. All right, guys. Yeah, so now you know what the skinny is on the SEMA build-off. You guys now know what's expected, where to get more information. Spread the word. If you have a homie that is a builder and you think he has what it takes, hey, tag him in this and or share with them this video and or just send him the link, right? Let's get him started. Let's get him involved and let's see what everyone brings to the table. The token channel. It would be cool to see an old school Ford LTD body. Yeah, dude, I agree. I think I'm at the stage where I think any body that we can get is a huge plus. Any new body that we can incorporate is amazing. I remember when we first started this scene, you saw thousands of 64s, and they were all the same color. And then people started getting their hands on clear bodies and then doing wild stuff with the clear bodies and doing some really intricate paint jobs. And they started to diverse a bit. Then Jeffrey started offering his True 13s, and that was a game changer. He started offering headlamp lenses and a couple of different trinkets, like the boot that goes on the back to make it look like a drop-top convertible, and so on, right? We've been able to, since then, offer the Monte Carlo, then the 59. We offer a 62 body right now on our website as well. And other folks are starting to use, RC four-wheel drive hard bodies, K5 Blazers. Tony Gutierrez has done it, as well as a couple other folks have used that body on one of these chassis as well. And that's kind of when you started to see all of the creative juices flowing out and really offering just one-of-a-kind builds. So I really hope we get to see quite a bit. I mean, there's the same guy that I was talking about earlier that makes the Cutlass body, and another different Monte body also makes Cadillac bodies as well, or a few of them. So, keep that in mind. Definitely there's a lot to choose from. I really hope it grows even more. It's been an amazing year so far. I'm just looking forward to what the creativeness of everyone's going to bring to the table. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm telling you, I'm excited for this one. Fern Solo says, the 1966 Datsun truck body an option in the near future? No, not that I've heard, but I would totally appreciate a Datsun body like that. I like those bodies quite a bit, especially the dual headlight. So, yeah, that's a win. Jeff Ramos, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're driving home and you're being blessed, man. Can't wait to see you soon, bro. Tony says he wants to see a 69 C10 truck body. Hey, yeah, that would be cool. 64 would be another one I would love to see. 53, especially with the little top hat on the top, big bubble fenders, maybe a spare tire holder. Whew, that'd be amazing as well. Joshua Peck says, what body do you want them to release? Drop it. Let's hear it. What are you guys' options? I want to hear what you guys want to see. What would be a realistic body that you think would be amazing to have on this in the stable of Redcat Lowriders? All right. While you guys work on that for sure, I'm going to change gears here really quickly. And we're going to talk a little bit about crawlers. So, there's no hiding it. Redcat has quite a bit of crawlers that we've offered over the years. And before I get into that, I got to drop it, man. Block Boy's in the house. Chris Mack's in the house. Chris Mack, what up, dog? Best MC in the RC Lowrider game. I'm telling you, he's great on the mic. Even better on the sticks. Yo, man, I hope you're staying blessed, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Joe Kraus, El Camino. I hear you, man. All right. Jeff says he wants to see a wagon. So, okay, what kind of wagon are we talking about? Bomb, yeah, bomb for sure would be nice. Maybe a nice deluxe, maybe a 48 would be nice. I would love to see a Merc, like a lead sled. That'd be really dope too to see, right? Lexi RC says they want to see a 86 S10. Got it, with the square headlights, right? I know there's kind of an ongoing debate calling those square bodies because they're not really square bodies, but I get what you're saying. I totally get that one. Lexi RC says a dancing bed. Ooh, yes, dancing bed for the win for sure. Phoenix RC Crawlers, man, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you so much. Joshua Peck says, I want to see a 63 or a 65 Impala. Both winners, in my opinion. Art Brown says, I want to see a 1970 to 76 Buick 225. I'm going to have to check that one out, man. That'd be cool. That'd be real cool. Motor City says, Motor City RC says, Kyosho makes some cool bodies in the 260 millimeter sizes. They do. And we've seen a couple folks use those bodies, including an Elko that they have out. They also dropped a Riviera recently, not the boat tail, but a Riviera in general. It is a really nice looking body. 57 Bel Air, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And a couple of the bodies that they also offer that fit that chassis. So, yeah, thank you for that. Great reminder of those bodies that are available for those folks that want to do a little bit more than just keep it with the bodies that we offer. Jacob Thompson says he wants to see a 1966 Impala wagon or SS. That's a good one for sure. Jimmy Winfrey says we need light kits for the 64, or in the 64 and the 59. Jimmy, I'm going to try and see if I can get a little bit more of an update. I can't assume we're too more further out from getting more in stock, but I'll see if I can get some information on that for the show next week as well. Estela and Chuy, man, what's going on, man? He says, what about some truck bodies? Yeah, people are dropping some truck body names here as well. Always love seeing them come up and the ideas for them. So yeah, guys, drop them. If you have a want and or a need, drop them. The guys in engineering are watching. Spark some interest. Who knows? Maybe what you name might be something we may be doing in the future. The Token Channel says, what about a Bel Air? I can definitely see that for sure. 63 wagon would be cool. I'm not going to lie. That would be super, super dope. I concur with that one. And yeah, and someone said the bombs again, the bombitas. Absolutely, man. Those are winners for sure. Motor City RC, no worries, man. He says, sorry for brand crossing. No, there's nothing wrong with that one bit. It would be different if you came in here and you were like, it's this company or nothing. Forget Redcat. We get those guys once in a while. That's why I got to have a moderator watch the comments. But no, you're good, man. That's a good option. And I love, if you follow the group, Redcat Lowriders on Facebook, yeah, did I say that right? Yeah, Facebook. There's a lot of folks that use those bodies, so I don't hate that. We don't hate that. We love that. It's being creative and it's elevating the hobby. So we're all for it. We love it. Wagons for the win. Agreed. Estela and Chuy says, I want to see some 26ers with spinners. My boy, I like the way you're thinking. I love it. Good idea. What about a Nissan hardbody? Hey, that would be really cool. A Nissan hardbody would be amazing, right? Like maybe a B2600, something in that era would be super cool. Definitely popular amongst the mini trucking scene. Can't go wrong with those bodies, right? So I love it. I love it. All right, guys, let me switch gears here really quick, and let's talk a little bit about crawlers. For a lot of you guys that don't know, Redcat has been offering crawlers for quite a long time. It's been something that we've been evolving with the times as they come. And for the longest time, we were able to offer a lot of crawlers that were really an entry point crawler. So I'm going to kind of go over all of them. And why am I going to go over all of them? Well, because I have to take pictures of these tomorrow, and I have to wake up early in the morning, about 3 in the morning, to be on site at 4:30. So I figured, why not bring them in here since I have them out to share with you guys, so that if you have ever thought about buying a crawler and don't know what we offer because we don't have them all out of the box at one time, that it would be a good idea to kind of do it now. So let's start with the evolution of the Redcat crawler, right? So first and foremost, let's talk about kind of where we started. For a lot of folks that don't know, we started a lot of our crawlers with this bad boy right here. This is called the Everest 10. It's a real basic design, ladder style frame rail that looks more like a monster truck style chassis, right? This vehicle right here, or this product itself, for me has been a vehicle that I've actually used for many years. Not this one specifically, but this layout is one that I used for many years when I was trying to get a lot of new people involved in the hobby that just didn't have the budget to spend on other brands and or the more expensive stuff that we know is out there. It's all proven stuff. There's nothing wrong with that stuff. But we won't, since the beginning of time, Redcat always wanted to offer, which was originally our saying, fast, affordable, and fun, right? So the Everest 10 was a staple inside of the community. A lot of folks used it. They would take the bodies off, put the axles on different chassis, and start enjoying them. These were a really great out-of-the-box crawler for a lot of folks that are getting started, and it was probably one of my highest recommended product for anyone that is starting and has kids that are starting in the hobby that you don't want to break the bank. These bad boys come in at roughly about $176, and they come in two different colors, a red and a blue. It does come with motor, electronics, and I believe a battery included as well. It is a ready to run, so it comes with remotes. The only thing you have to do is add batteries to your remote. Has decent articulation from what you guys can see. A little axle twist action, right? And it's just been an all-around well truck, right? Over the course of time, and selling these for a couple years, we've seen some folks do some pretty cool stuff with them. And one of those folks was two guys trail gear. And Two Guys Trail Gear were into the scene of crawlers and decided that they would reach out to BP Chassis out of Northern California, buying their frame rails and taking everything off of the Everest 10 to then create what we now know as the Gen 7. The Gen 7 was our first trail truck. Again, both of these products did not have licensed bodies on them, but from what you can see, the difference in the chassis, we went from that monster truck style chassis in the past to now using a BP chassis that is, well, it has a lot more adjustability for movement of your shock points. You can move link mounts. It comes with an electronic cage tray for you to mount your electronics to. And from what you guys can see, also comes as a ready-to-run truck, right? So Two Guys Trail Gear, the story behind it is that they worked with BP Chassis to get a couple chassis, and they were modifying them. They were a dealer of ours and decided that they would start selling them in this way. So one day, they go to SEMA when Redcat is there, and they show the owner this modified version of an Everest 10. Something that started as this style chassis was turned into this. And they said, check it out. This is what we're doing with these. We're selling them as modified cars. They're doing really well. Maybe something you may want to take a look at. The owner of the company loved what they did, so much so that he literally put everything in the works to create the Gen 7 and making sure that all these things were transferred over at the factory to then give you what you now see here in front of you. This was offered in two different body styles, or two different versions, the Sport as well as the Pro. Not very much difference when it comes to the actual underneath of the vehicles itself. They both come with the same exact electronics, the same radio. The only difference is that one gives you the accessory packages to make it look a little bit more scale compared to the one that does not. Again, still very much an entry-level crawler that is bound to give you lots of fun for the bang, well, for your buck, right? Best bang for your buck. And these two products were, in essence, the first trail truck that Redcat offered, and we started to see the community grow little by little, right? And we started enjoying seeing what people were doing. These vehicles are now, in my opinion and in our opinion, probably a lot more outdated than what we offer now, as well as what everyone else is offering. But we did not want to remove them from the stable because they've been staples for so many people. They're a budget-friendly crawler that gets you started. And for myself, when recommending a product, I want to recommend something that if you are not sure if they're going to take to it, let's say if you have a child that wants to get into RCing, likes crawling, but before you go out and spend $5.99 on a crawler or $4.99 on a crawler, or even $3.99 on a crawler, you can spend somewhere in the $200-ish range and get something and see if they really want to take to it. Because the frame rails are already a BP chassis that's on it, you can swap out axles to more heavier duty axles in the future and electronics. This one can actually grow with you. Take the body off, put a different body on it, something that fits more of your needs. There's a lot of bodies from different manufacturers like Proline, J Concepts, bodies for days. So the options are out there. And one of the coolest things about crawlers is that there always is a way to make it scale and make it unique to you to enjoy, right? So now you know the evolution of where the Everest 10 started and how that became to be, and evolving into the Gen 7, which has been staple, so much so that we will not remove it anytime soon that I'm aware of. This bad boy, the Pro, even came with some aesthetic changes that I can tell you right off the bat. The axles on the Sport have the bare plastic, while the axles on the Pro have these steel plates covering the pumpkins to help slide a little bit better, as well as some accessories that you guys see, right? So that's the evolution to the Gen 7, right? As time progressed, the owner saw quite a bit of love for the crawler scene, and we saw it grow and grow and grow, and we decided that for the first time ever, we would design our own actual crawler. Now, remember, the Everest 10 was our crawler, but it was just a monster truck, but people used it for crawling and enjoyed it quite a bit. We had the help of two guys, Trail Gear and BP Chassis, help us then reinvent those parts to give you the Gen 7. So we decided that maybe now's time to invest in creating our own crawler, which brings you, and this is going to look weird, guys, I do apologize, because they gave me a green one, and I have a green screen, so it's going to look a little bit weird, but they gave us the Gen 8. The Gen 8 was our first crawler vehicle that we created pretty much from the ground up. We designed the axles with portal axles, I believe 110 millimeter shocks on it. Comes with a brushed system. It was ready to run with radio and electronics. This evolved into then what we offered for a short time called the Gen 8 Axe, which was a black version of this vehicle with a bikini top on it, and it included a Reefs 422 HD servo, as well as a Axe Fox system from Hobbywing. It was an amazing rig. A lot of folks still cry that we don't offer it anymore because it really is a roadworthy vehicle. I've seen a lot of folks do cool stuff with these bad boys. And again, a lot has gone into the evolution over the years to then get to this point. And this thing did great for a few years. We started with the V1. And then we noticed some shortcomings with the V1 that we wanted to update into the V2. So we made those changes to the V2, offering more of a flat skid plate because the V1 had a little bit of a hump where you had the actual transmission housing bolted up to it, and strengthened the axles a little bit more, used some better internals so that it can handle a little bit more power and a little bit more girth. And then that's when the Gen 2 came out with a different color variation. The Axe version would include the upgraded V2 parts, and again, has been a staple. A lot of folks still go to this truck. It's amazing what a lot of folks have done over the years with this. And if you don't like the Scout body, it's okay. You can fit other bodies on it because it has a 313 wheelbase on it with a lot of different bodies that fit it. So it is an adjustable chassis, so you can stretch and maneuver it. Specs will be in the description of the actual product itself. I don't memorize them off the top of my head, unfortunately, today. But yeah, great truck, trail-worthy, definitely something worth checking out, something that we're proud of, so much that inside the actual electronics box, there was an Easter egg of the engineers that worked on this product, specifically for Redcat here in-house. So this bad boy was designed here in Arizona, in the U.S., on our soil, to offer to the masses. And we're proud of it, right? It's done great over the years. But then what came after that? Well, over the course of offering a V1 and a V2, we had to get to the next step. And we went to the drawing board. The guys in engineering had a lot of wants, a lot of needs, and they had to dissect what was doable and what wasn't doable. There was a few things that we definitely wanted to make sure we did, which was get a lot more turning radius out of our axles. So we modified or reinvented the wheel when it came to our axles and our CVs to give us a lot more turning radius than we ever had before. Another thing that we wanted to do was to create a new body, but because we already had a really great relationship with Harvester International, doing the Harvester Scout, and this, we decided to work on a slightly smaller version of that body, which was a Scout 800. That, in essence, brought you the Gen 9. Gen 9 is a Scout 800 body that's on it, and as mentioned, it has updated portal axles in the front, in rear as well. These things are a lot more beefier than they ever were before. The turning radius on this bad boy is a lot better than we've seen on any of our previous vehicles that we've created in this specific market. The guys started paying really close attention to detail, like making sure that the body itself tucks inside of the actual skids, so that as you're crawling, the body's no longer grabbing the rocks. We worked a lot more on the interior, trying to offer a little bit more of details. We installed, better graphic stickers, steering wheel, shift knob, 4x4 selector, the seats, the cage work, the mirrors. for the first time ever, we decided to do a flip lid body so that we can remove all of the clips from the previous bodies. The Gen 8 had Velcro that held on the body itself. With this one, it just has 2 twist tabs in the front, and it has a flip lid that you can open up to access all of the internals and do all of the work that you need to do to your truck. It does come with a divorce transfer case, front mounted motor itself, chassis mounted servo, and for the first time we started offering our own higher torque servo, or torque spec servo, which comes with a pretty big punch, even at 6 volts, and even more so at 7.4 volts. So definitely something that we started thinking outside of the box to offer right out of the gate. We even included rock light holders so that you can install, I believe, 5mm bulbs into the actual wheel wells so that you can then have rock lights on it as well. So again, guys, this is the evolution of the work that the guys in engineering have done over the years. And I'm proud of what they've done over the years, because for a lot of folks, there's a lot of fanboys when it comes to other brands. Trust me, I used to be one of them. I used to only tell people that I only run this brand and that's it. And I quickly realized that I'm limiting myself to quite a bit of things. So I opened my horizon quite early on. As I mentioned, I recommended Redcat for a lot of folks that were just getting into the hobby. And I love doing that because it allowed other people to enjoy it at a very affordable price point overall. But I own trucks from all kinds of manufacturers because I love the scene that much, and I love what everyone else is doing as well as us. And I own one of these as well. I don't just own one of these, I own one of the next ones that I'll show you guys as well. Gen 9 is definitely a great stout truck, definitely something worth checking out. You can change the bodies on it as well and modify it to your liking. Trio Hobby makes a lot of heavyweight brass and aluminum axle housings for the Gen 8 and the Gen 9. So that's options if you want to modify those things as well. So Gen 9, you know it, you see the evolution. We started with the Everest 10 and we landed here, right? So then everyone wants to know what's next. So what's next is this next truck that no one's ever seen yet, and I'm going to leave it down there because I can't share it with you guys just yet. So maybe some other time. But I will take you down another path. A few years back, we also were simultaneously working on a project when we wanted to build a rock racer. And that rock racer was a really fun-looking truck, a little bit top-heavy, but once you tune it and add a little bit of weight down low, maybe some high-mass wheels, this thing is a ripper, like straight up a fun truck. The Wendigo was born. The Wendigo is a large 2.2 tire and wheel style chassis. This thing is ginormous. It came with a brushless system inside of it, sway bar in the rear, big bore shocks. In my opinion, I love this truck. I think it's an amazing fun truck to have fun with and enjoy. And we saw a lot of folks take the motor out of this thing and servo, wheels and tires, and put on something that had a little bit of a lower control or high control for low speed motor and ESC combo. People were crawling with the Wendigo and using it as a crawler, not just a rock racer. And they repurposed it all on their own. That was their thing. They enjoyed doing it. There's a huge population of folks within the Redcat circle and followers and fans of the product that love the Wendigo. It's their go-to truck. They enjoy it and they use it as a crawler and or they left it as a basher thereof. So this was a great truck all by itself. We've seen a lot of folks have a good time with it. I believe 2 years ago I built the kit version on the show where I did a custom livery paint job on the actual Wendigo, and so that's my personal Wendigo. I have one as well, but something came of this, right? The chassis that is underneath this vehicle, we call it the TC8 chassis, and because we saw folks having fun with it and making it a crawler, the guys in engineering said, hey, they're using it as a crawler as well. Like maybe we should look into making a crawler in the 1/8 scale seam. So we took the axles, worked on some things, stretched and modified some things just slightly to make it work. But eventually what came of the Wendigo, or evolved from the Wendigo, was none other than the very well proven Marksman. So the Marksman was born, the same axle, same frame rail. I believe it's just a different wheelbase. The Marksman is a slightly longer wheelbase than the Wendigo, which you guys can see right there. The Marksman, from the Wendigo and the engineering that went into it, the Marksman was born. What is the Marksman? It's a 1/8 scale crawler, 2 tires. It's the first time that we teamed up to this extremity where we wanted to offer our own compound of rubber with our tires that were coming as a ready to run. So of course we work with Indico, making sure that we can get approval to use the molds on these tires. These are the SS M16 tires. A nice little details, they have bullets on the actual tread lugs themselves. And this was kind of a cool project because people were like, we want the axe version of the Gen 8 back. We want something like that. So with the price of electronics really going up through the roof, we had to get creative to be able to offer something that was still within a decent price point to keep you guys having fun. So we, around this time, decided to change our model from fast, affordable fun to scale fun for everyone, because we're really starting to work on more of a scale scene and focusing on our scale vehicles so that we can make sure that it's scale fun for everyone, as I said, right? So the Marksman comes with a couple cool attributes. Aside from coming with the same big bore shocks, different length in the rear to match the front so the truck doesn't sit with the rake, but it sits level. A couple of things that came differently is we modified a couple of the CVs, I believe, on this as well. With the stretch, we use a little bit of different material on the links. I believe on this one we used a quick Hobbywing quick run ESC 1080, if I'm not mistaken, as well as a Holmes Hobby Crawlmaster motor. And it's a 550 can. The Gen 9, the Gen 8, and the Marksman no longer come with batteries as they're ready to run, so you do have to get those separately yourselves. But this is the first time that we offered a brushed crawler motor in partnership with Holmes Hobby inside of this vehicle. And let me tell you, the motor and ESC combo on this does really well. A lot of folks love it and they love crawling with it. I've seen people do all kinds of interesting things, including using bodies from the no prep scene to put on one. I have my own personal one. I have a light bar on it. I have different wheels and tires. I actually ended up changing my servo to the torque spec servo that we offer because it's just a great servo, and we actually have them on sale on our website. You can buy a 4-pack for like $69. And let me tell you, at 8.4 volts, it's like 550 ounces of torque. It's crazy, the torque that you get at 8.4. So definitely something to keep in mind. That's the evolution of the TC8, right? We started with the Wendigo and now have this. What's going to be next? What's going to come next? Well, you guys are going to have to stay tuned because you never know what is being brewed in the laboratory and what's coming out next. But I guarantee you, if you follow the show and if you're hitting the notification bell so that to make sure that you're not missing any future episodes, that you as well can benefit from seeing the newest, latest, and greatest as soon as we're available and ready to drop them. So that is the majority of the crawler scene. The only thing missing is probably one of my favorite little crawlers. And this one is in a world all of its own. This is a Danchi Ridge Rock. Danchi Ridge Rock, again, like the Everest 10, it's a great starter vehicle for the little ones that want to get started into crawling. And even for those that kind of want to do a little bit more. We've seen a lot of people do a lot of cool stuff with these bad boys, including upgrade them and do some cool stuff, changing wheels and tires. One of the coolest things about the Danchi Ridge Rock is that it has 4-wheel steering, right? It is a MOA style crawler. An MOA is a motor on axle. That means that there is a motor on the front axle and a motor in the rear axle. So it controls independently power to the front wheels and then power to the rear wheels. It comes with batteries included, 2 packs if I'm not mistaken, or no, Or no, maybe this one is not. Sorry. Great crawler out of the gate. It's fun to have. Really a great crawler budget-wise for those little ones that you might be thinking about shopping for if there's a birthday coming up and what have you. And just an all-around fun little truck to have. I have one that I keep in my office, and I have a little course of just dead bodies that were just being tossed. And when I want to take a break from work, I just power it on and I go crawling on the graveyard of bodies that I have laying under my desk. It's a great little truck, packs a nice little punch, lot of articulation from what you guys can see, crazy axle twisting. So if you are totally into the whole Flex Friday deal, man, this is definitely something you guys are going to want to check out. So there it is, guys. There's the evolution of the crawler scene when it comes to Redcat. A lot of different products that we've been able to offer over the course of the lifetime here, and we're not done with it yet. We have a lot of things that we want to do. We still have a lot of wants. When it came to the Gen 9, there was things that we still wanted to do that didn't fit that project. So of course, the guys are probably working on something else that, who knows, might be closer than you think. We promised you guys more drops this year, and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be something in the works that's dropping at some given point where you guys are probably going to go, no, what? Oh my gosh, that is so cool. So let's stick with it. Let's have a good time with it, and let's see what comes of it, right? Quite a bit of crawlers that we offer, right? The stable's pretty big when it comes to what we have to offer the scene, and if you know someone that might benefit from these products, then you now know where to get them and where to find them. If you are looking for any of these products, you can find them hopefully at your local hobby shop if they are an authorized Redcat dealer. You can also find our products at redcatracing.com. We do ship within the continental U.S., the lower 48 states, for free whenever you purchase anything over $50. So keep that in mind. If you're on the West Coast shipping, a lot of you guys already know, it usually takes about 2 business days. To the East Coast, sometimes 2 to 3 business days to get your product. So that is the segue to the crawler stuff. Let's get back to these comments really quick, and let's wrap this bad boy up. Taco Tuesday, Taco Wednesday, taco every day. Robert Weiss says, I successfully turned my Redcat Gen 8 V2 into a 6x6. That's wicked, man. I love that. Hey, way to go. I salute you for that one. JD's RC, heck yeah, Marksman. Appreciate you, man. D-Man, aloha. Hey, mahalo, man. Thank you for stopping by, brother. Oh, yes, right, Tony. Thank you for that. So on the Marksman, that green body, when you scratch the body on the rocks and crawling it, it reveals rust underneath it. That's a great point. Thank you. I forgot about that. Let's see. And Tony says, don't lie, Oscar. The obstacles are not bodies. They're tugable wrappers. Actually, no, they're just a bunch of 64 antennas that you broke. I just stack them up and crawl over them back and forth because I got nothing else to do with them. Tony. John Mellinger, Volcano is iconic and fast. It absolutely is, man. Absolutely is. It's a fun vehicle as well. John Mellinger says, crawlers are fun. Next big thing is 2-stroke crawlers. That's what people want. Ooh-wee. It would be kind of fun, I'm not going to lie. All right, guys. So let's get into the events, guys. We talk about the events at every show. And one of the events populating here pretty soon is going to be an event happening this weekend. So first and foremost, the event that is popping this weekend is going to be the Arizona Lowrider Super Show. It's going to happen. It's going to go down at Westworld in Scottsdale, Arizona. Didn't get to go to last year. The year before that was a decent turnout. Good time all the way around. We will have a booth set up, so if you want to swing on by and say what's up, definitely do so. I'll be definitely taking as many pictures as I possibly can to share with you guys on next week's episode as well. If you want tickets for the event, link is in the description of this video for you to go ahead and check those out. The event goes from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and you can find tickets at lowriderexperience.com. All right, next up is none other than the 17th annual picnic brought to you by Valley Lowriders. This event is going to be held at Delta Lake Park in Encoch, Texas. The event itself is happening on August 6th and will be going on from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. It is a free event for anyone to attend. There is a link to the event also in the description of this video, so if you want more information or want to attend and bring your RC Lowriders, definitely check it out. It should be a good time. I look forward to seeing the pictures that get shared from that event as well. All right, next up is none other, we talked a little bit about this earlier in the show, but it's the Atlanta Lowrider Super Show with, of course, special guest, the man, the myth, the legend, Ayo Jeffries. He's going to be making his way back to the stateside to attend this event. The event is going to happen on August 6th, 2026. It's going to happen at Cobb Galleria Center in Atlanta, Georgia. If you want tickets to this event, tickets are available at lowriderexperience.com. Link is in the description of this video. Anytime that you are anywhere near and you get an opportunity to hang out with Jeffries, as well as amazing other folks that love the RC Lowrider hobby, it's always going to be a win. So, from what I'm told, Armando Flores is also going to be making a trip out there. They're going to be setting something up, having a good time. Make sure you don't miss out. Make sure you check out this event. It's going to be one for the books. I'm telling you guys. All right. After that, the next event following is going to be the 7th annual Autism Awareness Crawl hosted by ASD Crawlers. This event is going to take place at Bear River Lake Resort in Pioneer, California. That's Northern California for a lot of you folks that don't know. The event is happening September 15th and 16th. It's a 2-day event. Tickets are available, or pre-registration is open and available. Link to that is in the description of this video. They are going to have a multitude of events going on the 2 days, a lot of trails open, and a huge raffle on Saturday when they wrap up. Don't miss out. Should be a great event. It's for a great cause. Redcat is one of the main sponsors as well. Has a lot of other manufacturers. It's a group effort because it takes a village sometimes, and I'm looking forward to it. So make sure you check it out. Should be a great one. The week after, we pile up and head out to Proland by the Fire, which is going to go down in Horseman Center Park in Apple Valley, California. A little bit more Southern California than before, than the last event. The event itself is going to go down September 22nd through the 23rd. Should be a great time out. If you haven't been to Proland by the Fire, it's a event where crawling happens day and night. A lot of different manufacturers. Any brand of RC vehicle that you bring out is enjoyable. They have set competitions if you are into bashing. They usually have some form of a rally race. They have trails all over. Many competitions that are going on throughout the day. Vendors for food. Another great event, another great time. Doesn't have a cost per se, but it is a good time to hang out with a lot of folks from all over. Again, if you want tickets to the event, they are in the description of this video for you to check out the link and head on over there. All right. Next one up, last and final on the list, is going to be the Best in the West Super Indoor Custom Car Show. This car show is hosted by Team Yonkes. Team Yonkes brings lots of smiles and great times and just a great overall atmosphere where they elevate each other, help each other out, and that goes from the smallest individuals in the group to the oldest individuals in the stable. So the event is going to happen at Ventura County Fairgrounds. It's going to go down September 24th. It's going to go from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you want more information or if you want to know more information on how to participate, I put the link to the bio to Team Yonkes SD. He can answer all of your questions moving forward for said event. It should be a great time. So definitely don't miss out. It is an event that I believe we're also sponsoring as well. It should be an awesome turnout. I'm kind of bummed if I can't make it. It may be really close to what I have going on that day, but if I can swing it, I definitely will do my best. So you now know what's going on. As more events are populating back up, we'll definitely add them to the list. You now know where to check out SEMA Build Off. Make sure you sign up, get the ball started. You now know a little bit more about our crawlers and the evolution of the Redcat crawler as a whole. And now you know about these events. So with that said, I've taken enough of your time. I'm out of here. You guys stay blessed. Keep the rubber side down. From all of us here at Redcat, we hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week. We'll see you guys next week, hopefully with some content from the Scottsdale Lowrider Super Show. Till next time, you guys stay blessed. Peace. I'm out.